Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are back for Delicious in Dungeon Season 1, Episode 16. So, last episode was it felt very wacky to me. It really did. We had, the group being stuck and looking for food. They found the dryad flowers, which was crazy with them getting, like, the hay fever and sneezing and everything all over the place. And we also had the cockatrice as well, where they ended up having to fight that. And we had that really funny moment where she was like thinking about how she's gonna fight it, and it just like bites her, and just says, the narrator just says roll credits. Like obviously that was in her head, but that was just really funny. We also had Laios like learning some magic, but it involved a lot of like touching, which was weird for him, but normal for Marcel, because that's what healers do. Healers do a lot of touching, and it makes sense. But it also like had like a little bit of that like awkwardness in there too. But it was just like the episode felt all over the place and pretty crazy. And we had like the creepy faces on the food and stuff like that. So it was definitely an interesting one. But I had a lot of fun with it. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we get this time. So let's jump into it here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. A Netflix series. Opening time. I don't know the song yet. I realized I tried to hum it, and then I failed miserably. I like how in the like the first half, I should say, not the first season. This is still the first season. Like like the people were big, and now it feels like the monsters are big in this opening, at least for certain parts. Like we had like the big lady we had in the background was like a big like chicken looking thing behind him. I don't know if they did that on purpose or not, but I might need to turn it down a little bit. I think I turned my Netflix up for a different show I was watching since the last time I watched this. Oh, being a rock. That's right. That was the last episode. Trying to find a pattern. Okay. Nice. hmm Is it still here? No, it's probably gone, isn't it? Oh. Yeah, there's also the hole. Hmm. Ah! Creepy. What? Did no one else see that? Was it? Uh-oh. Some kind of scrying spell, maybe? Oh, the small dragons. Okay. What? What? Cool. Like an Earth Stride sort of thing, maybe? Oh! It was like water. Oh, and it left an imprint behind. What? Oh. Huh. Oh. That's crazy. Get out of here, little things. How do they do like different textures and stuff? That's crazy though. Yeah. You, probably. So the cleaners probably cleaned up the blood trail then, I assume? I guess it makes sense that over time the dungeon would just be flooded with, like, the corpses of monsters and stuff, right? They would just build up, but the cleaners probably take care of it. It's a really cool concept, I like it. I'll talk more about it in discussion. That thing, they gotta start cooking. Oh my god. Oh! They still have the frog suits. That's okay. They. This is what she thought. That's so funny. Oh, new thing. The barley that they stole from those people. I think. Oh, it's big. All right, looks pretty good. This is such a weird thought. Oh, what? What? Is that made by Dungeon Waste, though? Or Dungeon Cleaner Waste? Ugh. Yeah, that is very different. Hmm. Oh. Wait, is that real? Oh, yep. The Shiro's group is here. Damn. She's still in the frog skin. Oh, did they think they were, like, monsters in some way or something? What is that spider thing? Yep. Yeah, they know each other. He's just hopping around on what are you doing, Lyos? Hmm. Ah, okay, the other group's there too. That's who they've been wanting to see. Alright. He's been kind of wanting to get at him. She got, like, scared of him for a minute or something. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No sense of guilt. A group full of ladies. Oh. Oh. Yep. Cabro's about to. Oh, does he need food? Man, he's been going without eating and sleeping, trying to find her. He whispers it to him. Let's prepare a big feast. Oh, okay. She's happy about it. Is, Oh no! Well, she was so excited. Hmm. Frog girl. Miss Frog. Poor Marcel. Yeah, yeah, Cabru wants all the intel. Senshi. Oh, that's funny. That's a big fire. Stick to the main points. Yeah. Mind if I ask a few questions? Hmm. Okay. Yeah. They're not laughing. Oh, he's into it. Oh. Living armor. Might have been the Red Dragon. Yeah. It ate your sister and you ate it. No. So maybe Kabru isn't into it. He's just getting intel. What did they taste like? Hmm. Hmm. Is he gonna try to listen in? Okay, maybe not. You had to use the dragon meat to bring her back. No. Oh, so she's like, she was fairly old when he was young. I mean, I don't know if she ages like a normal human or not, but she doesn't look much older than he is. Oh, although he looks a lot less ragged there when he asked for help. I think maybe his hunger and like scruffiness is making him look older than he is. Maybe. Are you proud of yourself for that one? An Eastern meal. Oh. Oh! Oh, he saved the food. Holy shit, good catch, Senshi. Oh, they could hear. Whoever this is. Well, so much for doing it in private. Hmm. Damn. So many more people know now, though. I can't tell. Kaburu's like a reactor in this situation. He's just like enjoying it. I can't tell whether he like likes it or hates it. Oh shit. Is that Fallen? Oh, what is happening to her? Oh, what is she like half chicken thing? What is that? No. Don't do this to Fallen. God damn it. Alright. That was a good episode. We had all the groups merge finally. We had Shuro, who's been I mean, I guess we knew he was gonna come for her because we've known he liked her for a while, right? And we learned episode before last one that was like the whole Kabru and Shuro kind of thing. But now they all caught up and kind of relayed a lot of the information. Even the black magic secret is out there, so we're gonna have to try to contain that. Hopefully Kabru, you know, like I'm sure Shuro will because he doesn't want Fallen, someone who was revived by black magic might be thrown into a cell as well as Marcel for using it. Which I think is why he was so mad, right? But Kabru is also here, so we're gonna have to keep him quiet. We'll see how that goes. Oh no, the chicken legs in the outro, is that Fallen? I wonder if we have, like, the means to save her from the way she is, I don't know. Alrighty guys, that is it for episode 16. Cool. Yeah, so, I mean, we had, like, the beginning we had an undead thing, like, undead creature or ghost or something, I'm not sure what it was, warn Laios. So, we've had several cases where the ghosts and stuff are trying to help him. I wonder if there's, like, a allegiance we can make with, like, the ghosts or undead of this floor to help us against the Mad Mage. Maybe the Mad Mage isn't, or the ghosts and undead and stuff like that of this floor, they said, like, still have a bit of their sentience. They said that, like, several episodes ago. I wonder if they aren't happy with the way the Mad Mage has been doing things and might help against that, But yeah. So that was interesting. And then we had the dungeon cleaners. And that was really cool too, the idea, because I mean it makes sense that the dungeon, between like monsters and all these different elements, like, when people like fire off a firebolt or something like that, and if it misses and just hits a wall, structures start falling and things start coming down regardless of the floor that you're on. Damage is going to happen and the whole dungeon could collapse from just collateral damage between adventurer and monster fights. On top of that, there's like the bodies. I'm sure even Laios's group doesn't use like every aspect of the body, right? They maybe use like a portion of it, but there's probably at least like a skeleton at the very least that gets left behind. And most adventurers don't seem to eat the stuff down, like eat the monsters like they do. So I like the idea that all the damage that racks up and all that, the dungeon cleaners just kind of come in and just revert things to the way they're supposed to be. And that's a pretty neat concept. It's just like, I mean, they akin it to like the immune system of a person, where we get a wound and we have little things in our body that go and close that wound and stuff like that and heal it back to normal, as if it was never there. Obviously, sometimes there's scars and stuff like that, but yeah, it's just a really neat concept, and once again, it goes into that whole, like, a lot of the show is about that circle of life of the dungeon and stuff, where, and I think that's something where I'm surprised Marcel didn't get, I mean, she did get pretty cheery about it, but I'm surprised she didn't get more excited about the dungeon cleaners, because I feel like that's, like, or maybe she already knew about them. Like, this seemed to be something that Laios already knew about, so maybe Marcel already knew about them, Because this seems like one of those things that is, like, right up her alley, where she, like, if she's gonna try to build a safe dungeon someday, those dungeon cleaners are probably something that you definitely want to have there, so. Now, I wonder how they, like, I guess they said they're, like, kind of magical. So maybe because of their magical nature, they know what the structure is supposed to look like, Because if there's, like, a lot of damage, how do they know what to restore it to? Like if if an entire building gets brought down, I imagine eventually they'll rebuild the building, I think, to get it back to the way it was. But I guess it's just encoded in them because of like the magic aspect of them. I'm not sure, but regardless of how that works, it's still really neat. So we had all that, and then we ate a meal. I like that Senshi made a meal out of like the bricks that were just created by, if I'm not mistaken, they were just created by the dungeon cleaners, right? Or were they made up of, because the dungeon cleaners like fill the gaps with their like poop essentially, right? So like I'm pretty sure he said like a newly made brick he hollowed out before it like fully solidified. So when they went into the wall, that wasn't even because of her using any spell. That was just an area that hadn't hardened yet. Like it was just the leftover like poop from the dungeon cleaners. Um, but also Senshi's brick that he used, I think, was just like the poop from the cleaners, right? So probably one of like the more like like at least like a lot of the monsters, when you break them down, they look more like what you're supposed to eat, but usually you're not eating like excrement. Although isn't like what's it called? Oh no, I think they're actually eggs, not poop. I was thinking of that what's that fancy food that like it's not talked about as much anymore, I feel like, but in older movies they're always like give me that, you know, and I can't think of the name of it. I don't think it's like escargot. That's not what it is, but it's like some kind of food that's made out of like eggs, but I was thinking it might have been poop at first. Oh shoot. Um let's see if I can Google it. What's the yeah, see, this is just like coming up with recipes for normal eggs. I could be wrong about it being eggs too. Um, damn, it's right on the tip of my tongue, but I guess I don't really know how to Google it. Might have been fish eggs. Um, caviar? Maybe caviar is it. Um, yeah, I think it's caviar, which is made from uh it's a type of fish roe. Um, the unfertilized sturgeon eggs are still considered roe until they're salt cured, at which point it becomes a delicacy known as caviar. So yeah, it is fish eggs. Okay. Yeah, so definitely not caviar is what I was trying to think of. For some reason it didn't like, you know how sometimes you can't think of something and then when you hear it, you're like, oh, that's what it was. I didn't have that oh moment, but I think it is what I was thinking of. So um, but yeah, like, so but it is fish eggs, it's not poop. I was trying to think of, like, I bet you there is some meal that uses some kind of, like, animals, like, some form of their excrement in some special way or something. But yeah, either way, that might be one of the first meals that I really saw them make where I'm like, like, I don't know about that. Like, I'd eat what was in that bowl, but I don't think I would eat the bowl. um, Granted, if I knew what it was, if I knew it was poop to begin with, I might not even want to eat out of the bowl, you know? So, but hey, Laios is willing to try anything. There are a lot of funny moments in this episode with Kabaru kind of learning what they're doing, and it's really hard to read Kabaru because he's like you know, like Rin was like, they're the ones that stole from us, so we're gonna do something. And he's like, well, when I talked to him and he saw my face, I didn't see a hint of guilt. So I guess they thought that the jewels were the jeweled insects that killed them the first time was a trap set by them, is what they kind of thought, it seemed like, so that way they could be robbed. It seems like that wasn't the case, or he determined that that wasn't the case because there was like no guilt within Laios's face, right? So he came to the conclusion that it wasn't a trap. It was either like a genuine, like they genuinely ran into the trap and died, and they just like took some stuff off the body and left him. He went through like a list of things, but basically determined like he kind of let go of the anger in that situation. It seemed like so. Um, so yeah, I guess there's that. He was also very, like I said, he's very hard to read because there was the moments where it's like, oh, you're eating monsters, and he seemed like really interested to learn what that was like. And then when he went into more detail, he's like, oh, he's really serious about this. So like it almost went from like he was excited to learn about eating monsters, but then really started to question it. So I don't know. I don't really know where. I'm curious to see where Kabru lands with this group after the fact. Now he's heard about the black magic. You know, he heard about them working with orcs when adventurers are supposed to kill orcs on sight. So it's like you know, this whole wishy-washy experience with whether he respects their group or not. I guess it'll be interesting to learn what his like kind of final decision is in the end. Although the fact that they died twice trying to get down here and almost died a third time if it wasn't for Shuro showing up, we did see Kabru be very proficient against the dungeon. Now I almost want to say dungeon cleaners, but no, like the people that come down here and grab the bodies. I can't remember what they're called, but either way, the people that come and get the bodies, he was very proficient in killing them. Granted, they didn't necessarily expect it, but yeah. So I don't know. Like I'm not too worried about our group losing in a fight, just because we've seen Kaburu's group lose so much. But and Shuro might help if it means getting Fallen back working with Laios. He might help against Kaburu if they're all still together. But I don't even know if it's going to go that route anyway. Especially if Kabru, because Kabru basically wants to be the one to beat the Mad Mage and take over the dungeon. He doesn't think like many other groups are worth, you know, like doesn't think that they're gonna do good, right? So he wants it for himself. If he learns that, like, I don't think Laios' group has any interest in that. So if he learns that, then he might not care about Laios' group as much anymore, because he mainly just didn't want Laios' group to take over. He didn't think Laios was much of a leader in that regard. So, you know, if he finds out that Laios' group is no threat, they're just here to save Fallen and that's it, not a threat to, you know, inheriting the dungeon, then, you know, maybe they just go their separate ways. So anyway, should be interesting. I'm really enjoying where the story is going. We have a lot of people together at this point, so it'll be interesting who diverges and where does each group go? Do we still follow, like, if Kaburu's group splits off, do we still follow them a little bit? Or, you know, do we all stick together for a little while? I'm not sure. So, but we also saw a little bit of Fallen, who seems to be like a half chicken person, which is really sad to hear, and she's looking for like Prince Delgul or whatnot. So I wonder if we have a way of separating her from the dungeon's control, or how that's gonna work. So we're gonna have to watch more to find out. So that's gonna be it from me, guys. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Check out my Patreon if you want to see more. Links in the description below, where you can get 2 more episodes ahead of time on there through the early access tier. It's also the Patreon show tier, where you can get shows that aren't even released to YouTube yet. So extra content from there. And I will see you guys in my future reactions. Bye.